Welcome back, Truth Seekers. August 10th, 2018. In back-to-back days, similar headlines. Yesterday, August 9th, a story out of South Africa. A student who got public attention for being raped, supposedly committed suicide. And then today in the headlines, a Dutch anti-immigrant politician who claimed to have been raped committed suicide. And if you pay attention to the media, you'll see how the media becomes themed. There'll be similar stories that come back to back to back. It's to reinforce the programming. And show you what's interesting about both of these stories. Let's start with the 23-year-old South African student. Her name was Khensani Maseko, which we'll get to. The day she reportedly committed suicide was August 3rd, a date that can be written 3/8 or 8/3. And if you're new here, we talk about something called murder by numbers. I actually have a book on this, the book Letters and Numbers. One of the final chapters is murder by numbers, which happens to be something that a song's been made about. A song released in 1983, emphasis on 83 by the Police. The movie came out not long ago. The Investigation Discovery Channel now has a show called Murder by Numbers. But notice the movie poster here. In the poster, the E is changed to a 3 and the B is changed to an 8. All the rest of the letters are normal letters. And in the language of Gematria, murder sums to 38 and 83. Again, the song Murder by Numbers came out in 83. In the case of this young woman, she was 23 years old. 83 is the 23rd prime number. But look, Africa 38, murder 38, death 38, killing 38. Also interesting, her birthday was reported to be July 24th, 1995. That date has a numerology of 145, and her name, Khensani Maseko, using the alphabetic order, has a gematria value of 145. 145, born on a date with 145 numerology, and the word numerology itself equates to 145. The one thing I can't say for certain is if this story is true, if this person exists, if this woman's even dead, or if it's just all contrived propaganda for part of this programming narrative. Big theme in the media right now is men treating women terribly. And this type of story just fits right in line with that. A young woman speaking out about how rape is wrong. And obviously it is. But you have to consider the media. It's agenda-based. It's programming-based. And this is a major theme right now. Look at the world of media and entertainment, even beyond news. Sitcoms, what's the big thing? Strong female lead. You know, the badass woman, the incompetent man. There's TV shows and Hollywood movies being made like this left and right. All of this stuff is not an accident. The same group of people control Hollywood and your nightly news. So here, the day after that story, we get this one. Dutch anti-immigrant politician takes her own life after claiming rape by Muslim gang. And talk about programming. You know, how much anti-Islam stuff have we gotten in the post-9/11 era, and really even before that. So her name has multiple spellings in the media. I saw this spelling first, and I think it's actually wrong. I think the correct spelling is this way, Willie Dille. So look, she died 67 days after her birthday. She was born June 2nd. She reportedly died or committed suicide Wednesday, August 8th. 8/8. So that was 67 days after her birthday, the blood sacrifice number. And some articles did spell her name Willie Dille like this, gematria of 67, but I do not think that's correct. With this spelling, Willie Dille, the name sums to 68, and she did die 67 days after her birthday. The other way to express the date she died was her 68th day of being her age, if you actually count the day of the birthday. So Willie Dille, 68, dead on her 68th day. Caskets go 6 feet deep or 8 feet long. It's another perfect numerological riddle is the point. And, you know, what are the odds? Two headlines that are so similar, reported one day after the next. And they said this woman was 53 years old. That stands out for this reason right here. She was raped, right? That's the emphasis. The word womb has Gematria 53. The womb of the universe in sacred geometry is the Vesica Pisces, the shape that looks like a fish's bladder, that looks like a womb. Vesica Pisces, 53. This woman who claimed rape commits suicide at 53, according to the headlines. And also with regards to her dying 67 days after her birthday, in addition to that connecting to blood sacrifice, something that we see often, International Women's Day is March 8th, the 67th day of the Gregorian calendar year, and in Jewish gematria, female equals 67. As for her dying on 8/8, poison has gematria of 88. Arsenic poisoning, also gematria of 88. Arsenic been used to poison and kill people for centuries. So I was going to leave it there, but there was another story that actually, can't think of the woman's name off the top of my head right now, but there was recently another, here it is right here, okay. Somebody actually asked me to cover this, and I meant to, but it's just now coming back into my head, so let's do it. On July 25th, there were multiple celebrity deaths that day. That was the CEO of the car company for Fiat and Chrysler. He dropped dead this day. And I forget, but if you go back to my videos from July 25th, I covered both of the celebrity deaths. This was another. Oh, and a young Olympian skier or snowboarder also died on that day. But this was one of the deaths on that day. The death of Oksana Shachko, and she died July 23rd, but the news broke July 25th. And July 25th is the date that the other people died, and it was no coincidence that this news came on July 25th, even though she had died a couple days earlier. Blood sacrifice in gematria sums to 257, which is also the 55th prime number, and the word sacrifice alone has gematria 55. The CEO who died that day, his name summed to 55, so a perfect day for someone with such a name to be offed by the numbers, murdered by numbers. This woman died in Paris, France. A lot of suspicious deaths with regards to celebrities over the years in Paris, France. A Masonic center in this code of letters and numbers, largely Masonic. It's also a Jewish Kabbalist code, and Jewish Kabbalah has a lot of history with Paris, France. Kabbalah has a lot of history with France as a nation. But Paris, France has that gematria of 187, the homicide code. Arsenic poisoning with the alphabetic order is also 187. She died on the 23rd day of the month. Remember, murder equals 83. 83 is the 23rd prime. She was the founder of a feminist organization called Femen. And notice Femen sums to 25, like how they brought out this news on the 25th day of July. Death also 25, death also 97, which is the 25th prime number. She was young as well, just 31 years old. She was born on the 31st of January, the 31st day of the year, dead at age 31. And the date of her passing was a date with 41 numerology, where feminist equals 41. That's the way this story was covered. This young prominent feminist, the founder of Femen, dead. Dies at 31, She was found dead. Not a lot of details. And as we know, most 31-year-olds don't just drop dead out of nowhere. Her name's Shachko. Her surname also carries the gematria of 38. So go back and check out the videos that I did for July 25th. More information. But again, that is why they brought out this news on that day, even though she had reported reportedly passed days earlier. So we'll leave it there, Truth Seeker. Until next time.